Hey, what's up everybody, Life Without Pants here with another Path of Exile video, and in today's video we're going to continue our series of talking about past league mechanics. These are the guides that I wish I had when I was starting Path of Exile way back when. So today we're going to talk about ritual. We're going to look at how to... Okay, so let's talk about how to force ritual content in your map. So obviously there is the secular focus node, which is plus 2% chance to contain other content, but no ritual chance, so you want to make sure that is not allocated. This gives you a pretty good, if you've got lots of the other things allocated, a really good chance to just naturally get ritual in your maps. The Sacred Lands, notable here, is very good as well, plus 4% chance to contain ritual altars. There are a few other small nodes, the ritual chance ones, to contain ritual. And then over here, we've got Profitable Prayers, which gives you, as we're going to talk about later on, the ability to reroll more than once. I think it's at least twice. 2 additional times, so that's 3 total. And then we've got Occult Devotion here, so always have chance, small passive nodes here, and I think there is a couple here as well. Apart from that, you know, it wouldn't be Path of Exile unless you had some kind of fragment or scarab to run in your map. And for ritual, you can use a blood-filled vessel like this one. We're gonna go and get this in the future, and this makes sure that ritual does spawn in your map. Now there are some other ways you can get it as well. If it's on the map device, it is not for this league, so I'm in 318 at the moment. We've got Delirium, Harvest, Metamorph, Domination. So previous leagues there has been a ritual option on the map device. Not this league, sadly, but again, we can still use our Bloodfilled Vessel to force it. So let's take a look at what ritual looks like inside one of our maps. So we've got a ritual altar just over here. There's a bunch of monsters, and we're going to kill all the monsters, and you see all the blood is just moving over here into the ritual altar. And the more stuff you kill inside, so if you kill this essence, then the blood from this as well goes into the, see here, the blood moves over here into the ritual altar, and that increases the amount of monsters that we can kill here. And as you see, all the blood goes in, so that means what you want to do is kill as much stuff as possible inside the ritual altar area, which is this big circle here. And just over here, I've got a legion, so I'm going to pop this legion, and there's another ritual altar over here, so I'm going to pop this legion, and then we're hopefully going to get a lot more legion monsters inside the ritual altar area. So we'll just take out this legion as much as possible, and we're going to go with these influence monsters as well. And this should give us, see, there's only a couple inside this one, but there's much more inside this ritual altar over here. So this ritual altar on the right here, this is going to give us much more tribute, which is the default sort of currency of the ritual league. So I'm just going to go ahead and kill all the stuff. Okay, so we've got a lot of blood around this ritual altar. This is a fortress ritual altar. There's many different types of ritual altar. There'll be a little description later on for that. So all we have to do is click on the altar. The edges around the altar, the circle, are going to get darker, and you're not going to be able to escape. And then lots of monsters are just going to spawn. There's quite a lot of rare monsters as well, so it can be a little bit rippy. Let's just kill everything that appears. And this is going to generate, you can see down the bottom, there's this number here, is slowly ticking up, and that's the amount of ritual favor that we are generating by killing all these monsters. And there we go, everything's dead, and now we can take a look at, we have this little show ritual rewards icon here, and that means we can look at our rewards. This is also bound to the league mechanic button if you have it, so I think mine is this mouse button here, and this is it. And here we can see some of the rewards we're going to get. So we've got 3,000 tribute, which is a lot for the first ritual altar. And you can see in here, these are some of the rewards that are available right now. So we've got some cartographer's chisels. You can apply item filter, very important if you don't want to see lots of trash or want to just have stuff grayed out. And there are so many different types of rewards. So let's go and kill the other ritual altars and see what kind of total ritual favor we get. As we mentioned previously, there's a way to force ritual using a blood-filled vessel, and you get that by making these ritual vessels, which come generally in splinters, so you'll get a bunch of splinters. It's 100 splinters to one vessel, and then you just right click this once you have already killed everything in the ritual altar, and you just click on here, and now you can see it's turned into a blood-filled vessel. And using this in the map device means that you will then guarantee getting ritual in your map. Okay, we've killed everything, and now it's time to check out what rewards we can get. And as you see, we're 4 out of 4, so we just click on show ritual rewards, and here are the ritual splinters, more on those later. We've got a delirious map here, 60% for beach, which is pretty good, and some essences. And also there is these 10,000 tribute is quite a lot. Normally I would get somewhere between 4,000 to 6,000 generally. This one turned out to be pretty good. We're going to defer, so there is a percentage cost for this, so you can pay 15% of the item's original cost to defer it, and that means it will turn up later on. Doesn't specify when is later, it's pretty nearby, but it means it's going to be 10% less next time. So if it costs 5,000 tribute and you can't afford that, then you'll pay 15% of 5,000, which is a bunch of money, and then it's going to be 500 less next time. And you can keep deferring things almost indefinitely until it gets to, I think it's a really, really tiny percentage of its original cost. If you defer something and then later on it appears and you don't defer it again, I think it appears once more, and then after that it's basically gone. So I'm going to defer these ritual splinters. Generally for this, it's a good idea to defer some stuff and then move on to the next, re-roll the favors. And this can only be done once per area, but as we saw on the passive tree, there is an option to have it more than once. So let's hope that we get something good. And we didn't. Oh, perhaps this is going to be great. A fractured level of all lightning skill gems amulet. That's actually really good. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. It's only 728 ritual. It's probably the best deal I've ever had this league or in ritual at all. And then for the rest of this stuff, we've got 7,000 tribute remaining, and we can take some splinters of Ulm's Hole and some fossils and stuff. But that's it for the rewards. Okay, so let's talk about ritual specific rewards, and these are things you can only get from rituals. So we have a set of gloves, a set of helmets, and a set of boots. So for the gloves, we're looking at debilitation gauntlets. So there's an armor, an evasion, and an energy shield variant of ritual specific gloves. These debilitation gauntlets give you exerted attacks deal increased damage, and you get extra cooldown on your Warcry skills. The Sinistral gloves give you reduced attack damage with the main hand, but increased attack damage with your offhand, which is quite useful for Spectral Shield Throw, if that's still a thing. And the Nexus gloves give you 30% reduced maximum mana, but chance when you pay a skills cost to gain that much mana. And for the boots, we've got the Brimstone Treads, which give you increased percent chance to block attack damage, but you take 20% damage from blocked hits. We've got the Storm Rider boots, which are less accuracy rating, but added lightning damage per accuracy. And then that flat lightning damage, pretty useful sometimes. The Dreamcrest slippers, which are 10% reduced movement speed and 30 to 40% increased cooldown recovery rate of movement skills. And most of these aren't very useful. The helmets have much more use. The Penitent Mask, you're crushed, but minus 15% physical damage reduction, but you also get a lot of extra fortification. The Archdemon Crown, which is minus 10% to all elemental resistances, but your socketed skills apply fire, cold, and lightning exposure on hit. And then finally the Blizzard Crown. And the Blizzard Crown is probably the most useful, most expensive item to come out of rituals that is ritual specific, and this adds flat cold damage and a lot of it, and your hits treat cold resistance as if they were 10% higher than the actual value. So if you have an Omni build, then a Blizzard Crown is insanely good. These items all have lower tiered versions. So for example, the Blizzard Crown has a Gale Crown and a Winter Crown, which are just less useful versions of the same thing. But these are the ritual specific rewards. Okay, that's the end of this. The ritual league was a very, very good league. Harvest was back in full force. We miss it so much. The final word on rewards are pretty much everything can turn up in the favors section. as you can see here. You can have identified rare, influence, synthesized items, skill gems. You can have all types of currency, unique items. Stacked decks are quite common. Jewels, cluster jewels, talismans. You can have heist contracts, blueprints, pretty much everything, Delia orbs, the whole lot. So I hope you find this really useful. It's certainly the kind of video I would want to know about before I started Path of Exile, or at least once I got into maps. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.